Good day and welcome to the news. Chairman of Arewa Young Professionals for Tinubu reveals how Tinubu's age impacted Kano visits. Now, the news in details. The chairman of Arewa Young Professionals for Tinubu, Saliu Tanko Yakasai, has reacted to the emergence of Bola Tinubu as the presidential candidate of the APC. In his interview on TVC News, Saliu revealed how Tinubu's age had impacted his travel during his visit to Kano. Addressing the topic, Saliu said, "Why do white men say that the words of the elders are words of wisdom? You need old men because of their wisdom, while we young people learn from them." Bola Tinubu's team is filled with vibrant young men and women. He mentored them to become good in their various fields. Leave the age factor alone. Many of us cannot do what Bola Tinubu could do. You cannot beat the hours he spent in meetings. He continued, "I recall when we received Bola Tinubu in Kano State during his meeting with the convention delegates. A lot of northern young professionals were down, but he slept and traveled to Nasarawa State the following morning. He also visited Jigawa State on the same day. The following day he was in Delta State. We cannot stand such rigor. The argument is merely a political gimmick." So here we have the chairman of the Arewa Young Professionals for Tinubu. For those of us that don't know, the Arewa groups are basically the Northerners, the Hausa people. So this is the chairman of the Arewa Young Professionals for Tinubu, meaning that these are the young Arewa people that are supporting Tinubu. So yeah, he's saying that age is a factor that really helped Tinubu in his presidential campaign, and he touched on a lot of things of what Tinubu has done. He talked about how the white men, the foreigners always say that the words of the elders are words of wisdom. So why can't people see the words of Tinubu as words of wisdom, and that Tinubu is wise beyond his age, and his team is full of young, vibrant young men and women that will actually help him in achieving the best in his presidential aspiration. So he's saying that a lot of things Tinubu has done, a lot of people can't do it. He talked about Tinubu mentoring people. He have mentored these people that are part of his team to be the best in their various fields. He also talked about how he spent hours and hours in meetings, and that a lot of people can't even do that. He went ahead to talk about Tinubu's visit to Kano, and he said when Tinubu visited Kano that after Tinubu's visit to Kano, to meet with the convention delegate, that a lot of the northern young professionals were down, meaning that I'm sure maybe it lasted for a very long time, and they were tired, and he just said that. But Tinubu slept and he got up the next morning and traveled down to Nasarawa State. What's trying to say that a lot of young people that are supposed to be more agile and fit than Tinubu, actually were down, were tired, maybe couldn't function for a day or two. But Tinubu just slept, woke up, and he went ahead to go to Nasarawa State the next morning. And after that, he also visited Jigawa State. On the same day, he visited Nasarawa State. And the following day, he went to Delta State. Saying Tinubu can stand such rigor and work, but some young people can't. And he's saying that Tinubu's age is not a factor in it cannot be a factor that they will use to limit him in his presidential aspiration. That is just a political gimmick by a lot of his oppositions, and is nothing serious. But with that being said, we all watched the APC convention where the APC presidential candidate was finally chosen through votes, and we could see from the videos and those who actually watched the campaign the convention, that when Bola Ahmed Tinubu was called, he had difficulty going up the stage. It was practically like assisted going up the stage. His hands were shaking while holding the paper he was reading. I mean, all these cause are signs for concern if we are to take that. So I just we can't really say, oh, we can't really just stand by the chairman of the Arewa Young Professionals for Tinubu, because this is basically someone who is a Tinubu supporter coming out to say this. But then we all know what we watched on the television and the videos going around, how Tinubu had difficulty walking and going up the stage and had to be assisted. His hands were shaking badly when he needed to read the papers and all that. So I just so we have to really look into, all these things are things that we have to take into concern, because currently we have a president that goes to London every like 2 weeks for medical checkup, and that hasn't really allowed him to even stay in the country to really battle and fight for what he promised that he was going to do, because the country is worse than it was before he entered. The country is worse than it was 7 years ago. So, and if we all know that getting a sitting president out of power is very hard. So if Tinubu peradventure wins this coming election, getting him, unsitting him after 4 years is going to be like a very hard thing to do. So are we ready to actually endure 8 years of Bola Ahmed Tinubu when we know that when he's showing signs of ailing health, his health isn't the best? But the chairman of the Arewa Young Professionals has come to say that no, Tinubu is fit, he can undergo so much stress and pressure more than those who are supposedly young and agile can. We also know that there has been a lot of debate about if the Northerners are actually going to support Tinubu in this coming election, because with Atiku being the presidential candidate for the PDP and is a Northerner, people feel like the Northern people are going to support their brother Atiku. But then we all know that it's a campaign, you will still campaign, everyone will go to different states and campaign. And right now we don't really know what's going to happen. So yeah, that's it by for now. We don't know if the Arewa people are actually going to support Tinubu or Atiku. But from what we can see that Tinubu has like a team of Arewa people like already backing him up. So I can only imagine the what those people can do. As you can see, they said they are the Arewa Young Professionals. So we can only imagine what they can do in helping campaign for Tinubu in the north and helping him win the election. So that's it for me, my people. Don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and share so that everyone will get this news. Thank you.